risk of all-cause mortality, especially for women. There was a study showing a 28% reduction, including cardiovascular disease. But when we consume olive oil as part of a healthy diet, it's also good for the cells of our body to decrease inflammation, and it's good for our skin in the same way it's good for our insides.
Okay, because our skin is the largest organ on our body, is that right?
It is true.
I do remember that from high school biology.
Yes.
So I want to just let the audience know a little bit about your history. You actually hail from Crete, your family does, you're Greek. We've all heard about the blue zones where people live for many, many years, often without any medications or chronic illness. And the one thing that that has been found to be in common in a lot of those diets is a ton of very good olive oil, right?
So the blue zones are a little different than the Mediterranean diet research, and I can explain that because it's a common thing that is they're tied together. There is a blue zone that's in the Mediterranean, Icaria, but when they tried to make Crete a blue zone, what happened was it's based on verifying records.
Oh, okay.
And similar to my aunt, I have a great aunt who I interviewed for an ethnographic study I did on the Mediterranean diet and plants of Crete for health and diabetes. She lied about her age, and she was actually 107 when she passed, but she told people she was 104. So in order
apparently people will lie about their age when they're about 100. Okay, but for the average person out there, what we want to say is that, like, in places in the world where people enjoy extreme health,
yes,
they have a lot of olive oil, but it's not just any olive oil, right? So what do we need to know when we're choosing an olive oil?
Absolutely. And just to go back to that, to clarify, the Mediterranean diet is one of the most researched dietary patterns of eating. And I'm writing an article right now on women's health and olive oil and the Mediterranean diet. And it's for everyone.
Yeah.
It really reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, all-cause mortality, and increases longevity. And part of the reason why the Mediterranean diet is so healthy is because, like you said, it includes a very special ingredient, the extra virgin olive oil.
All the time. As someone who hails from Greece, you drink olive oil every day?
Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, is a part of most every meal, and as we'll see today, we also put it on our skin. We use it for wound healing. It's part of massages, and I have a friend at Healing Hands in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, that's using it for massages the traditional way, which is wonderful.
Okay. And I do know when I was taking infant massage, when I was having my daughter, they said never put any oil on their skin that you wouldn't eat. So they said use olive oil or something that would be digestible. So olive oil, let's first talk about it's not all created equal, right? You've brought some olive oil, and specifically in order to enjoy the benefits for our health, and we're going to talk a lot about our skin with anti-aging. Don't mind my tea there. We're going to sample the olive oil. That's why we have it. We need to pick a good olive oil, and that's what's really going to give us the bang for our buck with our skin and our inside health.
Absolutely. So a feature of the traditional Mediterranean diet is including olive oil, at least 2 tablespoons a day.
Okay.
4 tablespoons is better, like internally, and 6 tablespoons is kind of where my family from Crete, that's kind of the amounts that we do.
So at least 2 tablespoons a day. And again, you could just drink it, or you could do it where you are having it just on a salad or things like that. We all know about olive oil in dressing. But in places where longevity is studied, often they just drink it, right?
Yes, you can just drink. And let me show you how to taste it, because
yes.
I just...
Because we need to know that it's good olive oil, and you can tell only by tasting, right?
That's the only way. And that's one of the ways that extra virgin olive oil is graded. It's one of the only oils that you actually have an expert panel of olive oil sommeliers that judge whether or not there are no defects that correlate to the high polyphenol content.
Okay,
as
well. That's what we want. We want those polyphenols. All right. So we have some olive oil. You like this one. It's from Seasons?
Yeah, Seasons Tap Room. And we have a discount code for your viewers as well.
Okay.
And it is from a olive grove in Spain. It is definitely extra virgin. And I just taught nutrition for a conference at ONAOO. It's one of the international certifications. And so I'll show you a little bit of some of the technique I learned. I'm not an expert olive oil taster. Actually, Julia is.
And none of us are who are watching right here, streaming on WFSB Plus. But I want you to, if you're watching on your phone, you're listening on your smart TV or your device, come here because we're going to show this. We have a little bit of olive oil, and you can go and test the olive oil in your kitchen right now and know if it's really high grade enough to give us these health benefits. Okay, so how do we do this?
Let's do this. So I wish I had, ideally we have a blue glass container that kind of looks like one of those candles like that.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is first you're going to warm it up in your hand. So you put the cup in your hand and you kind of warm it up a little bit.
Why do we need to warm it?
In order to release the volatile organic compounds that's part of, and helps to open up the oil. So you're literally just turning like this. And David Newman in his book, about extra virgin olive oil goes into how to become an expert olive oil taster in your home.
Okay.
So then, now we bring it to your chin and see what you can smell. And everyone out there, please feel free to join us. Go bust out the olive oil, see if you can.
It's very fragrant. I mean, I can really smell the olive oil.
Yes. What do you smell? What would you call that?
I don't know. Just it smells like olive oil, but almost like a little spice.
Mm-hmm. And bring it up to your nose now. If you can smell it at your chin, it's a good indication that it's extra virgin because you want to have actually a fruity smell.
A fruity smell,
because it's fresh. It's like a fresh pressed fruit because olive is the drupe or fruit of it. So you really want to smell that fruitiness. If you don't smell the fruitiness already, you know it's not extra virgin.
Okay, ready?
And then you take a little bit and let it coat your tongue, and you can strapaggio it, where you go, you kind of like suck it to bring it towards the back of your throat.
Yep, and I just felt the little burn on the back of my throat, and that's what, maybe my nose isn't quite as good as the Greeks, but that's what I remember you teaching me, that if you have olive oil and it should burn the back of your throat going down.
It has
a little bit, not in a bad way, but that means it has those compounds that we really want for anti-aging, for good health. And if it doesn't do anything, then it may not be the best quality olive oil.
Right. And then, if you're smelling rancid, if you're smelling like mold, if you're smelling things that are not palatable, it's definitely not extra virgin. But you want to look for that fruitiness, number one, and that burning or pungent, bitter sensation in the back of your throat.
Okay.
Now, and you might even start coughing, and so drink some water, have it handy. But we can use this olive oil even just right on our skin.
Yes. I'm
So
going to take my sip. We have the tea because sometimes you do cough. And I'm just going to share the story that you had told me that olive oil can be good for a sore throat, and I was once traveling and didn't have any Advil, so I gargled with the olive oil. I went to a restaurant and I was like, please give me extra virgin olive oil, and I gargled with it and it took away my throat, but I could feel it burning as I was gargling. So it really has this anti-inflammatory property, which I just saw you rub it on your hands. So this is, because it's anti-inflammatory, it's actually anti-aging.
It does have anti-aging properties as well, and it's anti-inflammatory because it has polyphenols or components in it that are similar to ibuprofen. So that's how it was discovered. That bitterness was found by a researcher that found, ibuprofen, he was studying it in the lab, has the same taste as extra virgin olive oil. So it literally has like ibuprofen-like effects, which is, that
interesting.
benefit.
My Advil doesn't taste like olive oil, but okay. I get at the core of it. That's so interesting. Okay, so you're putting it on your skin. Let's start with just the basics. As long as you have a good extra virgin olive oil, how would we use this to keep our skin looking good?
So definitely consume it at least 2 to 4 tablespoons a day in your food. And when you cook with extra virgin olive oil, you're actually enhancing the antioxidants of the food. And as we've shared before, do you think it's okay to fry with extra virgin olive oil? Is it safe to fry with virgin olive oil?
I know that it is because you've told me.
Yes.
So that whole smoke point thing is a myth in the world of studying olive oil.
That myth has been busted.
It won't hurt us if it burns, although it can burn faster. You got to watch your flames. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn it, but it has a high enough smoke point to withstand baking, frying, and it actually coats the food in the same way it's coating our skin. So just think about when you feel like olive oil is coating the skin in the same way as it coats our insides, and it also gets incorporated into our cells to have that anti-inflammatory benefit. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial, all these antis.
So let's just say your kids skin their knees, and how we could use this at home. Is it good to just wash the wound and then you put the olive oil on it?
You could do that. If you don't have a lot of other things around and you want to use the olive oil, like my mom, she was cooking at my sister's house and she cut her hand, and it was a pretty deep cut, and she put olive oil on it, and by the next day it was healing very rapidly. So it's amazing.
I had a Ukrainian woman at my house, and she told me that her grandmother had told her, I accidentally poured some boiling water on my hand I missed with the tea kettle. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was going to put it in ice, and she was in her Ukrainian accent. No, no, no. So even the Ukrainians and the Russians do this, I guess. But she said, I need baking powder or baking soda and olive oil. So we put olive oil on my hand, and then the baking powder or baking soda, because apparently that lifts the heat. And she's like, just leave it there for, I'm like, how long? She's like, till you don't feel it anymore. And it went away, and my hand, it was as I thought I was going to have a blistered hand. Like, nothing happened. The pain was gone. Better than any burn cream I've used. So that was my experience of like, wow, this can work. So, but as women are really, we're all looking about beauty, we can use olive oil products to really feel good, but it's also very natural.
Absolutely, and it's extra virgin olive oil. It's one of the cleanest products you can use for your skin, and I love that you shared that story, because these are the traditional ways of using oil and things from nature that have been passed down for generations, that we're now discovering through evidence-based research are like total mother's wisdom is there, and we can continue to use them.
And it can really work. I mean, I think sometimes people don't go with the natural because they think, oh, I need the stronger stuff. But in this case, I mean, my hand was better than any burn cream I would have known, and it really took everything away. Now, that you have some products here too. This is a woman, I was checking out her website, and SJ stands for
Susan Julia. She's an olive oil sommelier, and she made these products out of organic extra virgin olive oil, and they're really clean. I started carrying them at my office at Artemis Wellness Center too, because I really like having something that people can get for gifts that's actually going to be healthy.
Yeah. Okay. So this is comes in a little bottle. So again, we could just take the bottle that you're cooking with and put it on your skin. But otherwise, these very clean. This just has extra virgin olive oil, bergamot essential oil, and white tea essential oil. So this is a beautiful body oil. Many of us, who are getting that ashen, you put a little on your skin, you have that nice shine. This smells really nice.
It does. Bergamot is.
But this is effective too. Like, what's this doing for our skin?
So what happens is, like similar to when you had the burn, it's emollient, so it's moisturizing. So like after you get out of the shower, it helps to trap in that moisture to help hydrate you. So that's a good time to do the extra virgin olive oil on your skin. You could add your own essential oils too, like, bergamot is beautiful, like different quality of essential oils can be used. And then this is combined with Camellia sinensis. It's a white tea, which also has additional antioxidant properties. Her body cream has cocoa butter in it as well. And then there's soaps as well that can be used. So, but you could use olive oil right out of the bottle. Okay. Absolutely.
So just, what's interesting to me is that it's so effective. And I'm thinking of Christmas gifts, if you're doing Hanukkah gifts, Christmas gifts, and we're all into clean beauty. But show me some of the ways that we might be able to just use the olive oil at home. Like, you have a gua sha tool. And this is all over the internet. People are using gua sha tools. What are they really for, and how would you use it with olive oil?
Yeah, this is another example of how wonderful it is that some of the therapies and treatments that are thousands of years old are coming back because they work and they're natural. And what you were saying too about skincare products, we've spoken about how there's endocrine disruptors, toxins, cancer promoters in skincare products. So just using an extra virgin olive oil that you can eat on your skin is really going to minimize those toxins as well. So one thing you can do with the gua sha tool is you can very simply put a little olive oil on your skin. I'm going to just show it on my hand.
Okay, I'm going to follow along.
Yeah.
Okay. Just take a little olive oil on your hand. So think about the next time you're cooking dinner. You can, while you're waiting for the chicken to cook, you can do some beauty products, beauty treatments on your hands here.
Exactly. I mean, normally we do it on our face, but I'm thinking like we'll do the hands. Right
Yeah,
now.
we'll do the hands. Okay.
You just rub it. You just rub it. So you put an oil on and you rub it. And
I have a gua sha tool and I use it, but I wasn't sure what's it really doing or why are we doing that?
So what it does is it increases circulation. So like if we did want to use it on the face, like we're going along the skin line to help with helping the collagen. So anything that increases circulation is going to help our collagen. It's also going to help. The olive oil has been shown to help with fibroblasts and reduce fine line and wrinkles. So there are studies showing it protects against UV damage from the skin. And so literally,
I just want to do what you were just doing. So this little divot, is that for your chin right there to kind of get rid of that double chin and any puffiness?
It's great for puffiness. If you use it in places to help lymphatic drainage, then you're also reducing that inflammation in your face. So like the wrinkles, the 11s, you can do across.
So you just kind of run it across where the lines might be?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And would you put the olive oil on your skin first and then use the tool?
Yes, put the olive oil on your skin first, and then you can go ahead and do the gua sha. And if you've got neck or shoulder pain, which, I mean, holiday time, we're doing way too much around the holidays. So especially around holiday time, if you're having some neck tension, what you could do is put it on your neck or shoulder area, and then you can gua sha your neck or shoulder area, and that's also good. And you could just use olive oil. Maybe you want to add a little essential oil to it too, like a peppermint or eucalyptus. You can add essential oils to it, and that's what they're doing at Healing Hands for massage as well.
And what about when you're using it, like for the bath? We often are buying all these expensive bath oils, and unfortunately, if you're getting them, wherever, they could be toxic. They might smell good, but if you're buying them and they're just, who knows, you can't read all the ingredients, it's not really great for us. Would you just put olive oil in the bath, or what are some other ways to use it?
You can absolutely add a little bit of olive oil with essential oils or Epsom salts to your bath. These are, and actually Cleopatra was using, besides the milk and honey, olive oil was something that has been part of Egyptian skincare for
really?
thousands
Cleopatra,
of years.
What did she do?
Yes, yeah, so she used it after her bath, but you can put some in the bath water.
Okay.
If you want a little hydration, use some essential oils as well. But it's really been shown to decrease inflammation, and there are some studies showing that it helps prevent skin cancer, like when you apply it.
Wow, okay,
Yeah.
so maybe it would be a good idea to put it on before you're going to the beach because it might help protect you?
It doesn't protect against the UVB
okay.
rays like in a way that
It just helps heal the skin from the inside out.
It does. It'll help the skin to heal. So let's say you have a burn from being out in the sun, and now people are going skiing. You might get that burn from like being outside in the cold. And this is why it's very soothing to the skin, because it's going to help prevent that inflammation.
Okay, so it's also good, as you've said in your notes, for irritation. So I guess my question would be, the first thing I can hear my kids saying is, don't put olive oil on me, Mom. I'm going to get zits. I can't have oil. We're such an oil-free culture. Is olive oil good for acne-prone skin? Not good? Would you put it on a pimple because you want it to heal? Or what's the deal with olive oil and any kind of skin blemishes?
So this is where anything, whether it's diet or supplements or oil, it should be personalized. And especially when it comes to skin care, like we have different types of skin. For most normal skin types, olive oil is actually going to be very nutritive.
Okay.
Especially since it's hydrating. It's antibacterial, so there might be a benefit for any kind of microbes on the skin. But people with like really oily skin that they're not like they're not exfoliating, or the skin's not breathing well enough, they want to be a little bit wary of how much.
Okay.
And talk to their esthetician about it.
Yeah, okay. We're going to take a quick moment to hear from one of our sponsors. We're going to come back and talk about all the ways that you can use extra virgin olive oil for your skin specifically to get beautiful like Cleopatra. So let's listen to this.
Struggling with gambling? Wheeler Health's Better Choice program offers personalized support and treatment to help you regain control. Visit WheelerHealth.org to learn more and take the first step towards recovery today.
I want to take a moment and welcome you to CURES. This is where we cover cutting-edge wellness from credible sources. If you're happening to just join the show, I want to just let you know we're speaking with Dr. Artemis Morris, who's a frequent guest, return guest. We love her. She's a return champion here. And actually, this isn't just, oh, let's talk about olive oil. I mean, you're actually presenting at Yale University the healing powers of olive oil. So this is something that has a lot of science behind it.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned earlier, too, my family is from the island of Crete, which is the origin of the Mediterranean diet. And one of the things that even from Crete is they eat a lot of olive oil.
Yeah.
And so extra virgin olive oil is so important to be as a standard if we're going to be really looking at optimizing the antioxidant and some of the anti-cancer, some of the wound healing benefits. And I also belong to Women in Olive Oil, which is a wonderful international organization of women producing olive oil and sharing some of the benefits too.
Okay, so you brought some great products, and I just want to talk about this because, again, this is Seasons Tap Room, and you have, I don't know if we could put that up, Dario. I think there may be a code that I'd love to put on the screen. Dr. Artemis 15 for 15% off your first order. And this is just something that, again, you can try your own olive oil, but if you want to track Seasons Tap Room, which is something that you carry in your wellness center, so you've verified that it's a high quality product, you can get a code to get a little bit of money off, and that's artemiswellnesscenter.com, where you can find information. I also see, and I saw this all over Greece when I was there for the first time, these little soaps and then these little mesh bags. So if you want to make sure it has real olive oil in it, but how does this work, and why is this something that you see Greek women using everywhere?
Yes, so great observation. So the mesh bags are nice because if you're going to travel, and Susan talked to me about how she uses that. She's an olive oil sommelier, and she takes it with her. So you can use the soap, put it back in the mesh bag, let it dry, and reuse it.
Oh, so the bag is, which I thought the bag was use it as an exfoliant. It's a carrying case, or both?
Both. You can do it for both, which is really lovely. And, you know, olive oil soaps, there's different grades. So one of the beautiful things I like about Susan Julia's line of skincare is she is an olive oil sommelier. She knows good quality. She's using organic extra virgin olive oil base for her products, and that's the standard that we want if we want to really have anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and anti-aging properties.
So it's so simple. I mean, I don't know, maybe there are olive oil products at places like Ulta and Sephora, but the idea that you could use something, people want to save money, they want something that's good for their health. You can literally use the olive oil you're cooking with, as long as it's high quality, for all these ways to beat this winter dryness or skin ailments or just beauty. Like, do you put it on around your crow's feet at night?
Absolutely, yes.
You do?
Yes. And if we did another show, I would show you. But
yeah. Not that you have any, because she uses olive oil. But
bless you, yes. So yeah, I will, in the morning, I have a really good quality extra virgin olive oil. I will reveal my secrets, Kara.
Okay.
And my great aunt, who I mentioned earlier, she died at 107. She really didn't have many wrinkles.
Wow.
My mom's 90. God bless her. Her skin looks great too. You know, so it really is something like the olive oil does help with anti-aging for the skin and from the inside and out. And so in the morning, I have essential oils that I really like, that I'll use really pure, good quality essential oils, put a little bit with the olive oil and literally just rub it into the skin.
Do you use moisturizer also?
I do have some products that I have some Greek skincare products I really like. I might use on top of that, like a moisturizing.
Okay, so the olive oil will go first, and then if you feel like you need a little extra moisturizer, you could use your moisturizer on top of it?
Yes, and I've been loving the whipped crema product. I've actually been using that because it's a drier season.
Yeah.
And so I'll even use that on my face.
The whipped cream, extra. Yeah, this is lovely. Sorry, I just took it out of the shot for you, but this is, again, the Susan Julia, and she brought this on Great Day, Connecticut. We put it on Scott's hands, which are incredibly dry because he always forgets to wear any moisturizer. I love how it gives you that nice shine. So it's kind of like a lot of us are buying these shine products. This just naturally does it.
Yes.
Okay, so it gives you some glow. Good, I guess, for our cuticles, anything.
Absolutely good for the cuticles too, and then that anti-inflammatory, anti-aging. Like there was a study showing
it smells
that.
Nice.
Yeah, and it smells nice. It's got like a really good essential oil. But there was a study showing that there was increased fibroblast. Fibroblasts are our skin cells proliferation with olive oil, and that compared it to other oils. So there is this anti-wrinkle, collagen production potentially with using olive oil.
Will it take away dark spots?
I don't know. I think we should study that.
Okay, take it off.
Wouldn't hurt to try because it's very safe.
Okay, and women are always worried about their necks. And again, this is for men too.
Yes.
Men don't often like a lot of products, but I think my husband could totally get behind just putting some olive oil on his skin. Again, you've got the different products. If you think it's too oily or you don't like the smell, I don't know. I think it's lovely. Before we let you go, because we're going to have only about 3 minutes left, Starbucks had the trend, and it was happening everywhere, people starting to put olive oil in coffee. Is that something the Greeks do, and is that another way to ingest olive oil? How do we put olive oil in coffee, and why do we do that?
So, with like any other trend, there's applications that are kind of fun and interesting. Like the most important thing is to get at least 2 to 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, good quality, into your diet. And now we know it's also good for your skin too.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. But, one of the best ways to get extra virgin olive oil into your diet is by combining it with the food, because then you're enhancing the antioxidants of that food. So feel free to try it, in the coffee, but I like my food,
Okay, rather than
Mediterranean that way.
No, but sometimes we're running out the door and you don't have a breakfast, but like just having a tablespoon of olive oil. I know that might sound strange to some of us who've grown up in the United States, but it can actually it can fill you up. It can actually, you said it can help us with metabolism, and if you're running short and you have a little olive oil with whatever else you're eating, you're going to stay full longer?
Yes, it actually has kind of GLP-1 like activity. The olive oil, they've shown that it does help to decrease inflammation in the gut level, and it's a fat, so fats are very satisfying, so it can satisfy you. And studies are really showing, also I just reviewed a bunch of studies for women's health and Mediterranean diet and olive oil, that the women consuming olive oil and on Mediterranean diet decrease their risk of gaining weight postmenopausally.
Yeah.
And all these studies showing
there's so much information, and I want everyone to just one more time. Dr. Artemis is at the Artemis Wellness Center. There is a code for her, the one olive oil she brought. But next time you're trying, make sure it burns the back of your throat, and don't forget, you can't just cook with it. Thank you for joining us on CURES, and have a great day, and be well. Thanks, Dr. Artemis.
Thank you.
CURES is sponsored by Wheeler Health's Better Choice program. More at wheelerhealth.org.